On this episode of Pimp My Setup, we're going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
This episode of Pimp My Setup is sponsored by Inked Gaming Playmats. They sell playmats of all sizes with a wide variety of art, or you can even use your own custom design. All sales of their art give commission directly to the artist. They even sell wall tapestries to decorate your room. Check out the Custom Setup Addicts extended mouse pads, which will be linked in the description, along with a link to Inked Gaming Playmats. We thank them for their support of the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 90. Recorded live on April 14th, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly.
My name is Matt. You can find me on Twitter at lxlSharpShotlxl.
Dude, you can't have the name Matt. I'm sorry. We're going to have to change that right now. Is that fine?
I was first.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, just because you're older doesn't mean... Okay, I guess that actually does mean you had the name before me. But you know what? I'm going to change my name to Simba. Okay? So everyone can call me Simba from here on out.
All right. Now I'm a little jealous.
Okay, yeah. You should be. And I had that first. So get on my level. So yeah, you're actually the first person from the community out of my new application form to be on the show. So do you feel special?
I feel so special.
Good, because you really should, because I don't know. I just like when people say they feel special being on my show. So yeah, this is exciting, and we'll see if Matt's actually good. Then guess what? Matt will be coming on again and again, and sooner or later he'll just take over because he has the same name.
Yeah. So this easily just slide right in.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't even miss him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. And by the way, guys, fun little fact: we are filming many episodes in the next day or two. But by the time you see this, all 6 episodes will be recorded, and I now am obviously bumping it up to 3 episodes a week, like I had mentioned previously. If you guys want to be able to check out a full schedule, we are now booked all the way up until May 22nd as far as live shows go. So if you want to see that schedule, it is available in the link in the description by clicking the link. And yeah, stuff cool. All right, so before we get into this, Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am 21 years old, live on the West Coast by Washington. I work at Best Buy, so another weird thing that we have in common.
Yeah.
I'm a photographer, own my own business.
Awesome.
Haven't done a whole lot of YouTube, but I've done a little bit.
Nice.
And I love playing video games.
And your link will be in the description for people to check out. So if you guys want to see a little bit more Matt, you can. All right, so we got a lot of setups. We got 9 setups to go through. So let's try to do this in a decent amount of time. So here we go. First setup of the day, submitted by David. He said, I live in a cold, beeping city called Sweden, the home of IKEA. This is his room, his setup, and he did everything by himself, blah, 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 blah. So, how old do you think he is?
I'm going to go with 16.
16. Okay, well, it's pretty close, because, yeah, he's 16.
Yeah! Nailed it!
There you go. So taking a look at this, I mean, it's a little different. It's simplistic, but at the same time, I think it has a lot of unique parts to it that I usually don't see. Like the left side, where you just sit in front of it and just listen to music.
That I thought was interesting.
Yeah, not when you're at your computer, but only when you sit to the left and you just I like this. I like this. So, what's the first thing that sticks out to you that you don't like?
What you talked about the speakers just being kind of its own separate thing, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. It doesn't feel like it's cohesive with the gaming, playing on the computer part of the setup. It feels like, if you want to play music while you're in your room, you do that, but you can't necessarily use it while you're using the computer.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Yeah.
That I don't know, because oddly enough, this is actually an updated photo that he sent me. And the first photo, the speakers were in a normal spot. So he didn't say anything about it. It's not like this is his corner where he just does nothing, closes his eyes and just gets, into the music. But as far as the actual setup, minus the speakers, it's clean, it works. He's got a headphone stand, he's got a nice extended mouse pad. Everything's pretty nice. He does have some motocross stuff going on top, some old school, the Game Boy and other fun stuff like that. I mean, it's just a very simple, I don't look at this and say, oh my God, this is sexual. I just look at this and I'm like, it's it's nice, and I like that countertop. Like, would you agree? Like, the desk is
it actually looks very similar to mine, and I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's just no wow factor, and that's like something I said in the last episode, and people really like that I kept saying that, because it's true. You could have an amazing setup, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get 100. You know, you could hit every bit of criteria, but it doesn't mean your setup automatically is gonna be like, damn, that's nice. So if this was your setup minus the speakers, what's the first thing that you would do to make it better?
I'd get a chair. No, I'm just kidding. I would do something that, first of all, that white on the left side, that bothers me. It's just kind of empty there. It feels like there's supposed to be something there. And if he had like a motocross poster there, and then like if he had his monitor on with the motocross thing, it would make a big difference in terms of actually making it stand out and have somewhat of a theme, at least in my opinion.
No, I agree with that. I mean, that's one of the things, like, he has some stuff that I had mentioned earlier, but he doesn't have like a theme, you know?
Yeah.
So I would definitely look into that and maybe work on that. But for the most part, it is clean. It's super nice. Really have... Yeah, what's up?
And I would, at least in my opinion, I would try and figure out if there's a way to hook up the speakers more in line with the computer.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, that's what he did on the last, his original picture, and then some reason he just decided to not do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but let's move on to the next setup submitted by David. David said, I live in Belgium. The left setup is his, the right one is his brother's. Let's see, nothing else that will really give away his age. So taking a look at this, how old do you think he is, especially because he shares with his brother?
Because he's sharing, I'm gonna go with 17.
15. So
damn,
right around there. I mean, this setup, it's hard because you want to look at the right side, you want to critique it, but then at the same time, you want to say, you know, David, you're a douche. Your brother's sitting over there like, I got one monitor, I'm just doing what I gotta do, and he's over there like, bitch. So yeah, like when I look at that, I think, you know, your little brother's probably so sad. I mean, you got an ultra wide, and then you still have to use that 4x3. I mean, goddamn, give him the 4x3. You know, let him have something. And I mean, I could understand that maybe your parents have a little more involvement in this setup because it is in a shared setup. You know, it might be like not even your own room. You know, and because of that, I mean, I could kind of see that you don't have a lot of freedom, especially because your brother's there, even if your parents didn't care. But I mean, the wall above, everything's kind of like just random. A lot of random knickknacks. It's very underwhelming, to say the least. But what do you think about this?
I think it's not bad. There's certain aspects of it that I love, and I think, like, for example, the lighting, that might have been automatic, like that was already there. They didn't even add that in, and it just looks really good in my opinion.
Yeah.
But everything above that lighting, everything above that just is super distracting. If they got that together and a little bit more organized, or just something that made more sense, that it would be significantly less distracting and make the setup look overall better.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, when we just look at his setup and his setup only, it's not bad. It's pretty nice. I mean, the cable management, he tried in a lot of spots, and he did a pretty damn good job. I mean, it's a nice setup. I mean, yeah, I would argue that the right monitor, the 4x3, is just kind of overkill. You don't really need that. It's kind of pointless. You're not really getting a lot out of it. But if you do have a use for it, then I would definitely say keep it there. At the end of the day, it is your setup. You know, it's just like a few random knickknacks that need to be put away. I mean, your footrest is a little ghetto. But yeah, I mean, you do you if that's how you want it to be.
I mean, it looks comfortable, just a little ghetto.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know, because he said that he made his phone stand, which you can see. So if you're crafty, why not, like, put the material around that base and, like, make it look cool? I don't know. You know, just.
And I feel like that laptop was probably just placed there, not actually getting any use.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's also, like, very hard to actually use if it was at that angle at all times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about this because it is shared. But do you have any final thoughts for him?
I would just... Honestly, his main setup area is just fine. I would just figure out something a little bit better for that top area. That's the main thing that's bothering me. Everything else is fine.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go to the next setup. Submitted by Wally. Now, that's not like his actual name. That's
Wally!
His nickname. Yeah, exactly. So that is his nickname, but he's from Iceland. He's an audiophile. Well, he said he's an audiophile, hence the mixer and mic, which I guess if you buy that, you're automatically an audiophile. So
right into the club.
Yeah, just buy myself in there. He likes to listen to music, so he went for the M50Xs, for clean and accurate. I mean, okay. And yeah, so that's really all he said. Taking a look at this, how old do you think he is?
I said audiophile. I'm feeling lucky with number 17 again. Let's go with it.
Yeah, you sure?
No.
Because he's actually 15, so you know.
God damn it!
Yeah, it's a thing.
2 times in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
So looking at this, I mean, for 15, from what we've seen, like this is a nice 15-year-old setup.
Oh, yeah.
I like it a lot. I think that it's clean. But I'm gonna let you dive in first. What are your initial thoughts on this setup?
Initial thoughts? There's just a few small things that need to be changed that would make it more perfect, in my opinion. Because I think it did a really good job overall. The headphone cable that going underneath the desk is a little distracting, and I feel like you might like pull it out or like roll over it with your chair or something. So I would route it around like the back left side of the desk, like by the wall and the radiator thing. So that way it's just out of the way from like getting ran over, but still accessible. And then that thing on the far right is just really bothering me. I don't understand why that's there.
The stool?
Yeah, the stool with what is that, a modem or something? I don't know what that is. It's just bothering me.
Yeah, and it's like very awkwardly placed too.
Yeah, it's like you have room on your desk to have it there.
He has like a wide open space. He's like, no, this cannot go on
and
here.
then this cable is stranded to it. It's just like, what? Why is this here?
Especially when you have such clean cable management. That's just such... it's half-assed. And you know what? It's so funny. Everyone in the chat is flipping out at this guy because he's like, yeah, you know, I'm an audiophile. I got myself, you know, the ATH M50X is a mixer, you know, but I don't have speakers because, you know, I like music, but not when it's through speakers because that makes sense. So yeah, everybody is like pretty pissed off about that. But I mean, overall, I look at this and it is clean. Like I said, the monitor arrangement is a little bit weird due to the, you know, they're not consistent. But it's not that. Like, I don't think that's the problem. I just feel like I don't know how the usability is for that. But I guess, you know, it's his setup. He's obviously going to leave it there because that's what works for him. And, you know, more power to you. But I like it. You got a lot of open room. You know, the shelf is you know, it's okay. Maybe I wouldn't show off those boxes. They're not really anything crazy. I mean, cool, dude. You have the products right under your desk. I mean, like, I like the left side. You got the lens, you got the phones. Like, that's cool. But I don't know about a mixer, and especially when it's like the cheap mic arms. Well, actually, is that the Heil? No, that's the Heil PR40. Is that the microphone he has? That's a nice microphone if it is. But anyways, yeah. I mean, it's a simple setup. Clean, and I give you a lot of points for that, especially being 15. But yeah, do you have any like final closing thoughts for him?
I actually kind of feel the opposite about the display boxes.
Well,
I actually like the audio boxes being displayed. I'm totally fine with that. The boxes on the left actually bother me.
Really?
Like and that's actually that's binoculars, not a lens. And then Cards Against Humanity, it seems kind of random. Like,
well, yeah, I don't know about Cards Against Humanity, but like I like the phone boxes.
Just purely for the photo, I would have just taken those boxes down and just pulled down the curtain. It would have made it look a little cleaner, in my opinion. I feel like those boxes were just thrown there just to be thrown there.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously everyone has their own opinion. When I look at that, I don't mean like I like the phones being displayed on that part of it. I meant like that would look better on the shelf. I think those the mixer box is way too big. It's super clunky.
It's huge.
Yeah, he's got like 37 different microphone boxes. I mean, it looks like he has the SM58 and then the Audio-Technica AT2020 and then the Heil PR40, and it's like, okay, where are all these microphones? Like, he's like, yeah, I got a collection. You want to see? Like, it's just weird. But yeah, I mean, if he likes it, then good for him. But all right, let's go to the next setup submitted by Lee. He just said, yo, what up? My name's Lee. You know, I got a PC. What about you? And all right, so how old do you think he is?
14.
13. So, you know, around that age. Yeah, this is... Okay, this is very, very, very simple, and I've actually started to turn these setups, these submissions away. I'll be like, you know, it's too simple. I can't really critique it because that's really the case here. Because we're just gonna get that generic, you know, tips like, hey, dude, put a theme to it. You know, the cables from the speakers are really the only thing I can complain about, and unless you're gonna actually do anything permanent to that desk, there's no workaround. So I don't really like. I really think it's simple. I mean, yeah, you can route the cables and tape them down so they go right behind the speakers, but still, like, just such a simple, clean setup, dude. And you're 13 and it works. But what do you think?
I think it's pretty solid. Obviously better than anything I had when I was 13. I didn't really have a PC at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I first saw this, there was a few things that bothered me. The main thing being the blank space above and then a giant poster to the left. It's like you could have just put that above your setup.
Yeah.
And then the mixture of the red and blue bothered me. Like if you had just chosen one color, either blue mouse and blue poster, or the opposite, like black or red mouse mat and headphone stand,
maybe
it would have made it more cohesive.
Spider-Man's black and blue and red.
Yeah.
Superman.
But it mixed with the black and the brown desk that bothers me. So
that desk that looks like a college desk almost.
Yeah,
like
it does.
In a dorm. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like, that poster is so nice and it shows that you like cars, but it's not. I mean, it looks like it's over nothing. So I don't know what that's accomplishing, but
yeah, I would have just thrown the poster above the monitor and threw a screensaver or whatever on the monitor. It would have made it a little bit better. And
I say this every single time, but no joke, it's all about presentation, because if it looks visually appealing, we're gonna be more prone to like give you more points. So like if you had something on that screen, I totally agree. If it was a car, if it was whatever, I'd be like, damn. But it's getting there. And again, there's not a lot to say about this setup, so we're not gonna just go around in circles repeating the same thing. We're actually gonna go to the next setup, which is submitted by Nifty. I hope that's not his actual name, because that's an interesting name, but maybe not something I would name my kids. So anyways, Nifty is working on a setup a lot. He really likes it. It's obviously shared. That's kind of a theme that we have going on today. So he doesn't. Okay, actually, he said I recently got my ultra wide. I was gonna say he didn't say which side was his.
Most likely the right.
Yeah, so since he said he got the ultra wide, I'm gonna assume it's the right. But he also said it's powered by laptops, so I guess both of them are powered by laptops. Or,
yeah, they are.
Okay, yeah, I can see now. My picture's still loading. Yeah, there's nothing else that gives away his age though. So how old do you think he is?
16.
15. There's a lot of 15-year-olds today, so very interesting. All right, so first off, this compared to the other shared setup, like, this is nice. It's clean. I love the color of that wool, and I love that the other wool colors are different. I mean, the posters, I get more, I guess, or like finish it. You just kind of stopped.
You get like 2 more and you'd be okay.
Yeah, and I love the Heisenberg one. I think that looks great. The other one might be a little too small to really fill up space, but you can make it work where you put that in the center and you put 2 big posters on opposite sides. But as far as your setup, dude, your setup is very nice. It's very nice. So what do you think of his personal setup?
His personal setup is very clean. I like that he has the headphone stand. It's nice. And he's got the white PS4 to go along with the white desk. That's pretty awesome. And then the white keycaps on his keyboard and the Star Wars figures, pretty awesome. I'm guessing he changed both the backgrounds for the monitors to cars just so it's a little more unified, I guess. Yeah,
does that help though? Doesn't
it definitely helps.
Yeah, it makes it look a lot nicer. Now, what are your thoughts on the actual desk in the bottom left? I mean, I guess that's where he does homework or something.
I liked it at first because it's for, doing written, homework assignments, whatever. But I feel like it's very intrusive to the left side of the setup.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're sitting there, you can't, really back up or anything. You don't have any room.
That
at
is,
least from this angle.
Yeah, that is the main problem here. I guess because it's not like the biggest room, you can't really move it over that much. One thing that I would say about your setup, like, it's really, really nice, but the fact that you are using a laptop, it makes me think, okay, if you're not going to actually use the laptop, you don't need the screen open. Get a nice dock that will help, make it look a bit cleaner, or kind of stand it up a little bit. And I just think that would give you a little bit more room, because that laptop is technically just taking up all the free space. So that's like a little fun thing you could do. Nothing crazy. I like that he did try to throw in a little bit of the Star Wars, but you know what? You have all that Star Wars stuff on your desk. Why not get a nice Star Wars poster right above? Boom, plop, done.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I would leave the sidewalls empty. I think that's what makes it look so good. Is like the contrast.
And this is something you can't really fix, but the light on the left side, I wish it was on the right too.
Yeah, which it's kind of weird because, I mean, maybe it's on the other wall too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, that's just a weird place for that kind of light to sit.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. But yeah, overall, man, I mean, For what it is, it's sick. I don't know who you share it with. He doesn't say anything about that. I don't know if it's like, your parents or little brother, older brother, whatever. But regardless, both of them are pretty nice. There are some things I would change about the left one, but focused on yours, looks good. Props to you. But let's go to the next setup. Wow, I forgot we have a lot of setups. Okay, next setup is submitted by Scott from Australia. He was watching the show and his friend said you should submit, and he said okie dokie artichoke, and he did. So take a look at this. How old do you think he is?
Wait, did he actually say that in his
No, he didn't. I just gave up with that.
Okay. Based on I see that it looks like he's both Mac and Windows. Yeah, that's Windows 10. And then the older posters or pictures that he has on the wall, I'm going to assume he's a little bit older, so I'm going to go with 25.
Ooh, he's 12. No, I'm just kidding. He's 28. Can you imagine he's 12? He's like, yeah,
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's 28, and this is like, you can tell, it's a little bit more sophisticated, not only from just the pictures, like you were saying, that kind of give it away. It's just like, it looks like he has a dedicated office in his house. Very, very nice desk. A situated spot to the left for viewing, entertainment things. To the right, he's got himself set up with... of course, the pictures aren't loading on my computer, so I'm actually looking at the producer station. So, sorry if I get something wrong, but like the mouse pad's like one of the first things that I'm like, oh, okay. Like I just can't stand how the keyboard is like at that angle.
Yeah, it's CSGO thing, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah, CSGO. It just makes me so angry. I'm like, how do you use that? But are you saying, Wade, don't you think that's like annoying as all hell? Okay. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's nice. But what would you change about it?
First thing I would change. It's one of two things. One is much easier than the other. I would either change the mouse pad / chair because they're both white, so that's unison, but it doesn't fit with the rest of the setup, so I would change it. Or to make it more unified, you can keep the mouse and chair if you want, and then make the desk white. But that's a big change, obviously. And that would just make a huge aesthetic difference to me, because the white just feels off because everything else is black and brown. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying laptop stand. I mean, yeah, a laptop stand, it's one of those accessories that's always going to help. In this situation, yeah, I think it would be fine. I don't think it's like he has to do it or it's like the end of the world. It looks like he kind of takes it on the go and it's like a decent spot to just throw it down. But everything, it's like super clean, very nice. I mean, I see like little things like power strip, whatever that's laying on the floor in the corner. Again, those are things I would just adhere to the desk. That desk is perfect for that. You should not see any cables. But it's just simple. I mean, there's no splash of color, and I think that's one of my, like you were saying, like the black and the brown or whatever. Like, splash of color would definitely make this a lot nicer, but if you're going for that sophisticated, mature look, then you did it. And in that case, good job. So, very nice.
And one thing that I had question about the usability is the mic and headphone placement. The headphones, I guess, are fine, but the mic itself, like, to use it, you have to drag it, all the way over to your PC if you're going to use it on your PC. So I wasn't sure exactly why it was there. Like, why is it positioned there?
Yeah.
And why don't you get like a mic arm, or like why just, I don't know. It seemed like there could be a better spot for it.
Yeah, I think because that has the built-in stand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. And a lot of people are pissed off about the subwoofer. Maybe he doesn't want it on the floor because of the way that desk is. I don't know. I can't really see because my pictures won't come up, so I can't really dive in deep there with any feedback. But we're gonna move on to the next setup. Hopefully these pictures load. Submitted by Zach from the UK. He's a student. He's been a fan of the show for a while, and I actually recognize his picture and his name. He's definitely been around for a long time, so thank you for that, good sir. Let's see. He had a poster of Harley Quinn on the wall, but it fell down. That sucks. I guess that's where that empty space is. That's where he was putting it up. And then he also said really nothing else that gives away age. So take a look at this. How old do you think he is?
16.
17. So you're like almost there every single time. God damn it, the picture won't load, so I'm looking from afar. But what do you think about this? Initial thoughts?
This is actually probably one of my favorite setups when I first saw it, but actually, well, no, scratch that. When I first saw it, it kind of scared me. I was like, oh my god, this is a lot. But then after looking at it like more in detail, I was like, oh, okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. And I just looked more in detail with everything, and I think overall, I think it's pretty well set up.
Yeah,
not perfect, but pretty damn well.
He definitely took a long time with cable management because he's got some looms and stuff that really help clean it up. And I can always, I could give a little clap for that. I like that. It's a very nice setup. I love the personality that goes through it. Goddamn, what are those things called? The tsum-tsums, tsum-tsums, whatever. The little Disney things in the corner, the little. Yeah, the tsum-tsums.
Oh, those things, yeah.
Whatever I think tsum-tsums. I don't know. Those are cool. I mean, I was gonna collect those, but I decided not to because I just went with pop vinyls. But they're very cool. I like the contrasting wool. Not a big fan of the wallpaper, but personal preference. I like that he has a dedicated gaming area to the left. He's got his dedicated work area to the right. I like that the shelves are built in like that. I like that everything's clean. It's very straight to the point. It looks like he cares about his setup for sure. I definitely get that from him. I mean, one thing I would say is like I don't like how high up the posters are. I don't know if it's like your walls are ginormous, but I feel like they could be centralized a little bit more, maybe pushed down a little, because there's like that huge gap from the monitor. But I don't know, do you think that's? I guess it's not really a big deal.
It doesn't bother me too much. It does bother me a little bit. But you notice how the bottom of the posters match up with the top of the shelf on the left in the first picture.
I guess he didn't want it to like intersect with that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people would say that it's a little too much on the desk as far as like the pop vinyls and things like that. Personally, I don't find it to be that annoying in the setup. It kind of works. Yeah. So I don't know if there's really much I could say. I mean, I like that you got a candle on your desk. Everybody needs a candle to smell good,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
You notice the candle move between the two pictures?
Yeah, because actually there's a ghost in this setup. No, just kidding. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, so I don't really know what else to say. I give you props for doing this. It's very unique. We don't see a lot of setups that look like that. So kudos to you, good sir. Do you have any final thoughts for him?
No, I think it's pretty solid. I noticed in the first picture, I feel like his bed is like right there. So it questions exactly how much room he has, but it doesn't look like bad by any means. And then I was actually really worried. I had no idea I had a pair of headphones until I looked at it for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, there's headphones. I was like, there's no speaker except for that weird thing on the top right that I think is like a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, which I don't really count. I mean, and this is like the episode of no speakers. It's very odd how
I noticed that.
There's always a theme in in an episode. I never plan it, but yeah, I think that's what it is. So, all right. Let's make our way to the next setup. This one is very interesting. So, Tom, go to the next photo.
Yeah, absolutely.
That right there is what kind of sets it apart. I don't see a lot like that. Like that looks like super nice under the bed to just relax, chill, play games. I mean, he's got Netflix up in the corner, you know what I'm saying? So a little bit of Netflix and chill. I like that. But when we actually look to his setup, which is what we're going to be critiquing, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to say it's amazing, but I'm not going to say it's awful. Yeah, so let's see. His name's Brett. He's a student at Ohio State University studying nursing. Let's see. Wow, just a lot of different things that he uses. Okay, so he actually sells Call of Duty Zombie Coca-Cola's replica bottles on eBay and Etsy. And actually, what I'll do is, it's not paid advertisement, but I'll put his links down below. If you guys want to check it out, I'll put it down. He said he'd really appreciate it because he's a broke college student. So there you go, Brett. You're welcome. So with all that in mind, how old do you think he is?
Well, in the first photo, it says class of 2015.
God damn it. Yeah. So how old do you think he is?
So I'm assuming it's 2016 now.
Is it? God damn it! I'm in the wrong year. No.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go. Wait. I don't know if those are class 2015 college or high school.
I hope you get really confused and get the wrong age.
I think. Oh fuck. 18.
19. Get right.
That was the first choice I was gonna go with. I changed it.
Yeah, he acts like he's so cool. He's like, yeah, that's up on the wall, so I know the age. No, got it wrong. So yeah, taking a look at this. I mean, everything's kind of like scrunched up into that middle section. It's like, I mean, I get it. You have you have like, you don't have like the biggest equipment ever, but you know what? It's not about size. The size doesn't matter. You know, you can make it work with whatever you got. But that's really what it comes down to. It looks like you have like a Surface, and then you have like an iPad maybe, like that has the icons ginormous.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what that was.
Yeah, that's an iPad. That's an iPad with like very big icons. Maybe he's blind. I don't know. Because look at his are his desktop icons really big too? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Now maybe I'm a dick because maybe he has like, you know, vision problems. Maybe that's why everything's so scrunched together. I mean, maybe. And I assume he likes Red Bull. I don't know that. Maybe not. But yeah, don't you agree? Like he should kind of spread things out a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like things need to be spread out a little bit, but it's not too bad. But it definitely feels scrunched together in that small area, or in that large area. It's scrunched into a small area.
Yeah, he just needs to give himself a little bit of breathing room, and then like we don't really get to see a lot of above the setup, but from what we do see, it looks like everything's like squeezed together, and maybe that's something that he likes. He likes when everything's just like on top of each other, but God, that's just like a little too much for me. It's kind of like overwhelming.
Yeah, it vaguely reminds me of what one of my walls in my room used to look like, where I had a bunch of school related stuff and like hats and whatever, like all in one area. So and it looks like it's what's it called, where it's even on both sides.
Oh, symmetrical.
I like that. Symmetrical. There we go. So I like that. And I think overall it kind of adds a little bit of like a high school school student theme to it.
True. Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me too much, but it does feel a little bit compact.
Yeah, and I mean, I give you props, man, because it looks like a chill hangout room more than anything, especially with the second photo. And I do give you a lot of props for that. I like the under the bed part more than I like your actual setup. It's just like a nice place to hang out, and especially after college, because college sucks. But yeah, so I mean, I like it. Any final thoughts before we go to the last setup?
I really like the freaking red LEDs underneath, but I hate underneath the desk. We didn't talk anything about that, but that was my least favorite part, is underneath the desk. Like everything above the desk I was okay with, I can live with it. Like the cables on the right side bother me. The left one not as much, but still bothers me a little bit. And that weird ass blanket thing, why is that there? I thought it was a shrub when I first saw it. I was like, why is there a shrub in your room?
Hey man, he grows stuff, you know.
And then underneath his laptop, there's just a bunch of stuff just thrown in there. So that's just a couple things.
Yeah, that's a really little like, it shows that he's not really too clean when it comes to that stuff. And I don't like that garbage can. I'm always talking about garbage cans, but like that one, I just hate that. Something about it makes me angry, but whatever. All right, let's go to the final setup of the day, submitted by Job. Yes, that is a first name for people that don't know. Let's see. Last year I changed rooms, and last summer I really started to set up with a new PC and desk. Okay, English might not be his favorite. Okay, he's from the Netherlands. I love this. He's like, I live with my parents. While they are nice, they are also the reason I can't paint this ugly green wall. So that is one thing that actually jumped out at me, quite literally. I mean, then again, you could do some nice green screen work. That's nice. And then he likes to keep his setup professional, minimalistic, but also personal and nice. He went for black and white, and he actually built the desk and stand with his granddad. And the desk is extra high, and the high monitor stand prevents a bad working position. So with all that in mind, what do you think about this? Oh, actually, how old is he? That's a good question too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because this is the one thing that's actually helping me a little bit, is he has an older graphics card on his desk, which tells me that he's either built a computer before, or like somehow that's sentimental to him. So he's got to be at least a little bit older, but he still lives with his parents, so I'm assuming 18.
Whew, no. He's 16, so I keep saying right around there, but I guess 2 years off. I mean, I look at this and I say, interesting. It is. I mean, I see that you're going for that minimalistic look, and I give you props for that. And it is pretty clean, but at the same time, you're working with a lot of accessories. And they're all in reach, and that's always hard to accomplish. So I like that. And I mean, knowing that you don't like the green wall, I like you even more. And I mean, underneath isn't awful. You got the Signum, it's good. I mean, yes, the Signum is the lazy way to cable manage, but hey, your cables aren't on the floor, and I give you props there. Sure. So what do you think about this?
I think overall it's decent. I'd say the environment that he's in is what's distracting me the most. So obviously the green wall and then the distracting kind of wood panel white wall. So if they were like both white, be totally fine. Both green might be a little weird, but that was distracting. And then the fact that there's 3 really bright colors is what's really bothering me: the green, the blue, and then the whitish yellow color. That's like, it really like just made me want to throw up.
Yeah.
But the setup itself is actually really nice. Like, I like how his PC is displayed. His cable management's pretty solid, even for like his microphone and everything. So I think overall it's pretty well done.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I give him props for, like I said, making everything work in that setup. And it's nice that he built the desk with his granddad. That's
that's really nice.
Yeah, so I like it. And obviously the desk means something to you. And the whole setup obviously works for what you're doing. Otherwise you wouldn't be, using it the way you are. And I like that case. I like it. Everything is super, super nice. Comes together. He's got speakers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got speakers.
Think of that. That's weird. I mean, I'm still trying to I'm still trying to figure out why he has speakers, but also that light, it doesn't have a lampshade. That's weird.
Yeah.
But I guess some people just don't play by the rules. Am I right? Yeah.
I just want to see the world burn.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, you have any final thoughts, or shall we get to the scores?
I think overall pretty solid. And when you move to a better room, send another photo.
Yeah, definitely send us another photo. And I just realized he included a photo of him sitting at his desk, which I should have put up. But for people saying that like it's not a good working position, no, he's tall. He may be pretty young, but like he's tall to the point where he's actually like perfectly level with that monitor. So it makes sense. You want to keep yourself in a good posture. You don't want to mess up your back. That's why you guys, honestly, chairs are very important. You need to have a good chair in your life. Otherwise, your back ain't going like you. All right, let's do scores. First set of the day submitted by David. He got a 60. David number 2 got a 61. Oh, David number 2's better. Wally got a 76. Lee got a 70. Nifty got a nifty 50. No, I'm just kidding. He got 82 in second place. Scott got a 78. Zach got an 88 in first place. Brett got a 75. Job got 71 and a job. Okay. Yeah, I'm so funny. So, dude, Matt, thanks for coming on this episode. This was fun.
Of course.
So we'll definitely, if people like you, that is. I mean, I can't speak for if I like you because I don't like you. So if they like you, then yeah, I'll swallow it down and do one more episode. Okay, that's
God, Jesus.
That's not what I meant, guys.
Real quick.
It was supposed to be a saying. Okay, well, anyways, guys, thank you for watching this episode. What is this, episode number 90? We're live on April 14th, kind of, not really. 2016. My name is Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly.
My name is Matt. You can find me on Twitter at lxlSharpShotlxl.
I should have said my name's Simba. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup. And with that said, we'll catch you on the Flaming Flop. Peace.